When I first began making dances, I used myself as the dancer in the dance, simply, because so often the dancers in the company were occupied in other ways. So I could find a studio to myself and I could make work on myself. So Torso began when I was working with another dancer on the Parada that opened. And then it became an interesting idea, and then I was invited to expand it into a larger work. Because the work was very early on in my career, there are elements of it that are very rudimentary. And my intention is, when the audience arrives, to have addressed some of those problems that I see now through a different lens, and to make the dance stronger. There are certain elements of the dance that aren't going to change at all, because I felt like it was a very strong work in places. Music is so crucial to the way I think about movement that it's hard to separate those two. I'm interested for our dance audience to know more about these musical organizations like the Austin Chamber Music Center. Austin is so filled with great music and great musicians.
What distinguishes chamber music for me is the ability to be actually in conversation with individual musicians. When you're part of an ensemble, of course, you're thinking about, how do I blend with others? Am I following the conductor?
You have to sort of be in the minds of the people that you're playing with. And subtle things like their body language or the timing that they did on the phrase just before, you use that to figure out what they're about to do next, or how you can play off of that in an interesting way.
We'll be performing Bach's Sonata in C minor.
This is a 4-movement work. The first movement and the third movement are both slow, and the second and fourth movement are fugues. And in the case of this piece, there's 3 instruments. One is the violin, and then the second instrument is the right hand of the harpsichord, and then the third instrument is the left hand of the harpsichord. It's a dialogue with what's happening on stage and with the emotional and conceptual content of the piece.
And you start thinking in those terms, and how do we create a musical experience with all of us performing in different ways.